I really don't play many video games, but I do have an old copy of Battlefront that I play once in a while. Now, one of my favorite weapons is the grenade or thermal detonator. You can just keep lobbing at your enemies all day long. Today we're looking at the weapon that forced Jabba the Hut to back down when negotiating the bounty on a famous Wookie, Chewbacca. Hi, I'm Rob, and this is A Constantly Racing Mind. Thermal detonators were spherical devices about the size of a palm used as highly lethal explosive weapons. They were surprisingly strong for their size, and they could only be turned on by the person who turned them on. They also exploded when triggered, making them very resistant and secure and a safe weapon when held. If you're new here, we cover the film genres of sci-fi, horror, action-adventure, prop culture, and all things geek. So if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be aware of all my new content. Now, the thermal detonator was created to be thrown by a creature, human or otherwise, and placed in a specific location on a specific vessel or dropped by a vehicle. It would then cling to every metallic surface before it exploded. Now, the reason for using a thermal detonator varied greatly, and despite many governments' legal prohibitions, and the thermal detonator was commonly used in the galaxy. Now, a small sample of baridium, a highly volatile material, was held within the shell, which was usually made of thermite or axodite. A brief burst of energy was released by a spark, forcing the baridium into fusion reaction. Now, a button may be used as a trigger, and some had a failed deadly trigger, which meant that the grenade would go off if it were pulled. Now, the user could restore the grenade to its safe place after it was triggered, effectively disarming it before it exploded. Now, the explosion created an expanding particle field that could atomize any substance that did not conduct heat or thermal energy within the blast radius, usually 5 to 6 meters. Still, some had a radius of even more. Now, the blast radius of some grenades can reach up to 100 meters. First, a thermal detonator's blast will only go as far as its blast radius, unlike other grenades. Now, the blast field will then collapse, leaving everything even marginally outside the blast radius unharmed. Now, set field yields and radiation burst yields were standard features on most thermal detonators, as were timers. Now, some detonators, such as those used by Imperial stormtroopers, had customizable, adjustable timers that allow between 6 and 18 seconds. And as you recall, Princess Leia Organa posed as a bounty hunter and threatened Jabba the Hut with a detonator. Now, I got my thermal detonator from an Etsy seller, Koturbo Effects. I'll leave a link in the description. Now, this is a custom 3D printed thermal detonator. Now, Andrew makes these as the order comes in, so it takes a few weeks to print, assemble, paint, and wire the detonator. So the detonator is 2.5 inches or 6.35 centimeters in diameter with a 7.9 inch or a 20 centimeter circumference. It's printed in PLA plastic, sanded, painted, and wired, and it weighs about somewhere between a quarter pound to 0.11 kilograms. They come lighted with 3 red and blue flashing LEDs in the front and 1 5mm red flashing LED on the top. Now, the thumb switch moves and activates electronics in an enclosed switch, and the unit is powered by an enclosed 9-volt battery. Now, for the painting, it comes with several variations, from a new stock detonator right out of the munitions locker to a heavily weathered version that's been banging around in your ammo belt. I also noticed that there's an option for the Return of the Jedi paint scheme, which is silver or gunmetal with a light weathering and 3 yellow flashing LEDs. As you can see, that's what I got. Now, you can order an optional matching display stand for a few dollars more, which gives the piece a display setup for you. So, what do you think of the thermal detonator? Is it an effective weapon or only good to make threats with? And what other weapons from the Star Wars universe are your favorites? Let me know in the comments. So thank you for watching, give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Now, here's a video right here I think you'll like. Take care.